Good morning to you. I am Mark Sudduth, and this is What's Up in the Tropics. It is Monday, the 15th of August, 2022. Looking out across the Atlantic Basin as we start the week, there's the leftovers of 98L. Pretty impressive looking, I'll say. And then this little yellow X there, and not to worry about that. That is the leftovers of 97L and the parent tropical wave. That energy and vorticity, it's still out there, and we'll watch it, but really not expecting much to come of it. And then look over there at Africa. Things are going to start to change out there in the next week or so, and I'll talk about that a little bit later on. All right, so the 5-day, nothing on the 5-day map right now, but just give it time, and I do think that is going to change. And a big reason I think that, or at least part of it, look here in the Pacific. We only have a tropical depression out there. Pretty big change as to what we have seen in recent weeks when the Pacific has been very busy. No new areas expected to develop over the next several days, and I think once the Pacific calms down completely, the Atlantic will really begin to take over, and I think this is the sign of that starting to happen with just this weak tropical depression in the eastern Pacific. Satellite animation this morning, there's the leftovers of 98L. Look at that impressive outflow with it. A very favorable upper level pattern as this system moved in. I said it yesterday, and I'll continue to say it. If it had a little bit more time over water, it was well on its way to becoming a depression and probably even a tropical storm. And I think that is also a sign that things are starting to slowly get more favorable across the Atlantic Basin. It's just taking a little bit longer than I think we were anticipating, but we are in for probably a very busy peak time of the season. This system certainly bringing much needed rainfall to parts of Texas, and I'll take a look at that here on the radar animation. This is a really nice long loop from Dr. Mark Nissenbaum at Florida State University. Much needed rainfall for a good deal of south and south central Texas, and it's not lingering for too long of a period of time. Yes, there were some flooding problems in and around Corpus Christi and other areas of South Texas, but you know, you need the rainfall. It was a little bit disruptive. I think the benefits outweigh the negativity here, especially since this is moving and will distribute that rain over a pretty wide swath over in the next several days, maybe even into New Mexico. Here's a real quick time-lapse animation of what it all looked like yesterday. We have a camera from one of our supporters over in Port Aransas. Last night, shower and thunderstorm activity continued across that area as the clouds and low-level moisture all moved in. The couple of days past full moon helped to illuminate those clouds at night. There's one of those heavy rain showers there. All of that moving off now, and the rest of the week should be pretty nice along the Gulf Coast. Vorticity signature of the Atlantic Basin, a little bit more energy out there. Just a few areas starting to show up now. Nothing too concentrated just yet, but again, I think that's going to change as we move towards the latter part of the month. And that brings me to the last graphic of this update for the morning here. Look at this. This is the EPS, the Ensemble Prediction System from the Euro, showing a pretty active pattern starting to develop as we close out the month of August. I will go over this and much more in my hurricane outlook and discussion later this afternoon. Probably be about 20 to 25 minutes of good, solid, in-depth analysis as to what we're looking at now and what we will be looking ahead towards as the month of August moves into the second half. And I mean, we're right there, right at the mid part of the month, so that just makes sense. All right, so be sure to catch that later this afternoon on our YouTube and Facebook. All right, that's it from me for this morning. Have a great rest of your Monday morning. I'll be back later this afternoon with the hurricane outlook and discussion. I'm Mark Sudduth. This has been What's Up in the Tropics. I'll talk to you again in a few hours.